Hello, good morning. Sorry about that. The racism thing is, I think, a bit overblown. Because I know for a fact that black people in America hate Koreans. They're racist towards Koreans. Now, this is the perfect example that's gonna show my point. It's not about racism. A little bit is. I'll give you that. A little bit is, but it's about classism.
There will be no autonomous
It's purely classism. It's the haves v the have-nots. It's the have being incredibly clever and using think tanks and how to get people, poor people, to actually vote against their own interests by demonizing the black person. So if you say to some white guy, yeah, we'd like to put people on welfare, obviously through the systemic racism and the lack of opportunities that black people have had over the time in America, they don't have the generational wealth that a lot of powerful and rich families in America have, and unfortunately a lot of the offspring of those relationships are brats. They've never lived a hard day in their life. They come out of the womb entitled as hell, and they're exposed to no multiracialness at all, so they grow up bigoted, racist pricks, and rich class pricks as well. Okay. Now, I'm sure if you talk to some a wealthy black guy that hasn't had an experience where he's been, traumatized by police, I'm pretty sure that Jay-Z, okay, he's African American as they come. I'm sure he doesn't get hassled by the police at all. Beyonce, Oprah, okay, what have they got all in common? They've got an incredible amount of money. So as more and more goes by, I'm starting to think that it's an invented, it's not an invented thing, Simon. You know better than that. But it's being hijacked by I don't know, by some vested interest group, and it's ridiculous, and it has to stop. There is zero difference between the races. We are all Homo sapiens sapiens. If I needed a blood transfusion from an African guy, and he was my blood type, pump that blood into me, baby. I don't care. It's a blood of a Homo sapien. Racism is absolutely stupid. It's stupid. It's say if one group of guys went out in the sun for 500 years, and then the other group stayed in Scandinavia for 500 years. Do you know what? Eventually, one of those guys is going to be black, and one of those lot are going to be white.
You think there's going to be more rocks?
They're the same. They've come from the same people. We're all from Africa. To be a racist is to be an ignorant piece of shit, dickhead, retard who has no idea what they're talking about. Because to be a racist against Homo sapiens is to be a racist against yourself, you fool. There is no race difference. It's a invention of the awful policies of 1950s, 60s, 70s Southern States America. That was the real bit. You know what they did, the Southern States in the Civil War? They lost the war, but man, did they win the peace. Okay, it took 2 years before everything was done. I heard a statistic the other day. There's been 6, I think, black senators, 6 or 7. That's incredible when 30% of the population is African American. Yeah. So basically, I think the oligarchy, which I don't think, there's no patriarchy, there's no this, it's money, okay? It's all about money. The haves the have-nots. That's the divide. You've got rich black people, you've got rich white people. They will be in the same club. You got poor people, you got white people. But the poor white people and the poor black people fight each other because they're being told bullshit by these two elite groups at the top. You're being played for a fool.
What it's time for systemic.
Like if you start a question with "I hate," just stop there. Okay? I hate is the worst way to start a sentence in the history of sentences. It really is. I hate. I hate ice cream. I hate spicy food. That's fine. I hate a whole race of people because reasons.
The City Hall in Portland.
It's a sad state of affairs, man. As I said, what's an Australian doing covering American politics? Because you know what, guys? Our politicians are normal people. Like, I don't like the Liberal Party's or Republican Party. I don't like the Libs at all. But I don't feel hatred towards the Liberal voters and Liberal supporters. Like, you guys, the right hate, the left hate. We don't have that here. You can keep it over there. You can keep it in your United States of America. These guys think you live on the best country on earth. If you lived in Australia for a year, you'd go, oh, no, we really don't. Like, I can walk down the street without any fear at all of someone being shot. You have more guns than people in your country. So, what would I like to get? Another thing I'd like to point I'd like to make. Donald Trump's a piece of shit. I hate his guts. He's a con man. He's a thief. He's a criminal. And then you've got Joe Biden. He's about 1% better.
That's what those are.
And in ways, he's a lot worse because there will be wars under Trump. He's trying to stop them. He's trying to pull everyone out. I don't understand it. Do you know what? The progressives have one chance to go to Pelosi and say, listen, we're going to withhold our vote from you unless you put Medicare for all up for a vote. It won't fail, it'll fail. Okay, but then you've got the votes of the people who voted for what, and you can say to people later, you did not vote for Medicare for all, get off the ticket. You can't use that anymore to get votes. Did you know everyone that ran on Medicare for all won? Everyone. 75% of your population, some 90% of Democrats want Medicare for all. It's political suicide if you go for Medicare for all. How is getting 70% of the vote political suicide? Nancy Pelosi's not your fucking boss, electorate. You know who's your boss? The people who voted for you is your boss. Nancy Pelosi's a piece of shit. She's going to be dead in 5-6 years. She's hanging on. I don't know why these are. And another idea, how about an age limit? Every other profession, you have to retire at 65. You don't have to, I'm sure. There's some people that don't. But watch out, pause. Cat's crazy. Okay, 65, man. Like, Joe Biden at 65 was understandable. He's got dementia, which is so sad. One person you have to learn if you want to know the truth, Jimmy Dore, the most angry progressive, and they're the progressives that you need. Sam Cedar, Packman, Kuklinski, Kyle, I love Kyle. But those other two, they actually had a go at Jimmy Dore. This is what happens. Like, the communists are fighting the capitalists. The communists are fighting the anarchists. The communists are fighting the otherists. The communists are fighting this. But the communists are fighting the communists. The left is fighting the left. It's got to stop. And you fight over if a man that puts on a dress, identifies as a woman, should be able to compete with women. That's the hill you're going to die on. Not real things, Medicare for all, a working living wage, a UBI, a safety net. Not kinky shit that if you want to put a dress on, you call me a girl. You put a dress on, you want me to call you a girl? Okay, you're a girl. But guess what? You're not. Okay? Unless you find a way to change your chromosomes, you can take all the bloody hormones and all the mythical demasculining substances you can. But this kid's grown up for 14, 15, 16, 17 years as a male. He has male muscle memory. He will be stronger through his whole life. I know they're only showing the winners of competitions, but when a trans woman gets up there, lifts more weight than anyone in the history of weight, but would be just a low-level man lift, and then she's celebrated as some sort of fantastic achievement. And I could put on a dress and break every world record in there and probably make some money, but that's not my grift. I'm an honest guy, man. Like, I might say wrong things and I might trigger people, but it's coming from a place of honesty. It's coming from a place of compassion. It's coming from a place of empathy. I care about people. I don't care about your personal life. Okay? There's so many things that you've done wrong. We need this certain percent amount of people to be from that race. We need... No, you need the best people for that job. You need the best people for that job. If it's a man, woman, black, gay, purple, orange, it doesn't fucking matter. If they're the best person for the job, they should get the job. No, you don't have to meet quotas. That's awful. That is socialism creeping in. They're telling you now who you can employ or not. Government's starting to control the means of production. That's what communism is. You know what I ask so many people what communism is. About 1 in 20 or 30 get it right. Communism is all about seizing the means of production. That's it. That is it. They take over the companies, they take over the thing, and they take over the economy. That's it. That's what communism is. And everyone, theoretically, is equal. Now, because of human nature and because people suck, it'll never work. But I remember when I was at primary school and they did this thing about communism, and they were saying, well, communism's so awful that everyone is equal. It's awful because everyone is equal. But you get some kid through a fluke of the lottery, genetic lottery. His parents are worth $300 million. He comes in, never has to work a day in his life, and somehow this kid that's just born with all this money is better than a poor African American guy who helps his community, is involved with outreach programs and that. Nope. Our society judged that rich prick a better fucking person than this black dude who's trying to actually help people. Man, I'm getting triggered by this shit. I really am. These people are starting to make no sense. I had John Ironderola, and the guy, I can't forget his name, the guy was talking to this morning, but they were talking about like Tulsi Gabbard's talking about trans in sports. She didn't say, I'm against trans people. Trans in sports. If I had a daughter who had trained to be a fighter and stuff, she'd be a bit of a hard bitch. But I don't think that I could ever lose to a woman who was about my side. Because I've trained a lot in my life, and I do know how to take people out quickly. And I would just be too strong for her.
And he didn't do it. He didn't put a
And I could take hormones and stuff, but I'm always going to have that muscle, the quick muscle memories and all that. I love the way they pull out scientific things, and then you put out a scientific fact against them, but the science is not true on this. Science is alright, but yeah. So the gaslighting continues. And I just think it's getting worse. Trump's still doing his hang-on bullshit. Yeah, anyway. Me, Christmas is coming. My favourite part of the year. I get to see my family, which I love so much. They're so supportive and awesome. I get to hang out with my boys. Oh, my oldest has got a girlfriend and he has to go home a bit early to spend time with her. Oh, this is so sweet. He's only 17, so his first girlfriend. My middle one, he's just a solid guy. I remember once he came over here with attitude because his mum and dad, we had to break up. And I said, listen here, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what's come over you. Buck out of it, mate. That's all I said. Since that day, I've not had one... Talk to your children like they're adults. Talk to your children with respect. Tell them the truth. Like I told my kids, Dad was a junkie. Dad was a poly drug addict. Do you think that's easy to tell someone? My dad is an alcoholic still to this day. I have 2 beers and it's either I get blasted drunk or I leave. There is no in between for me. So I've actually said this is what heroin did to my life. It fucked it up.
We've had this discussion a lot in the show.
Okay. People don't take drugs because they make you feel bad. Get that out of your conscience. It makes you feel fantastic. The first time, second time, third time. You don't even realise, and I wish I had my knowledge because I wouldn't have done what I did. But anyway, now I'm on the methadone program. Heroin, I don't have any interest in. Smoking marijuana, that's gone right down. I don't really care for that. I don't drink alcohol. There's a couple of earlier videos. I do take anti-anxiety medication. I tell you what, I do love Katie Helper, but oh my God, she's got the most annoying voice. What she says is fantastic, but everyone else was talking flat out. But as soon as I hear Katie Helper, it's like, oh God, just turn it off. But she's a lovely, lovely, lovely girl. Yeah, she's had her troubles too. She had her spine fused when she was a child. So, you know, we all have our crosses to bear, our burdens to bear. How about when you walk past someone, would you like a hand? They say no every time. How you going, mate? If he does, it's his fucking problem. You know what I mean? Just be a good person. Be a nice person. Believe me, it'll get you so far. Me, I want my 3 boys to become policemen. Now, we're Australian. We don't have guns on every bloody thing and stuff. But I want my sons to become a policeman. Why? Because I feel that is the best way that they can make a difference. And what do I mean by that? Well, of course, they are beautiful boys. They're beautiful young men. They're their father's son. Okay? They're lefties until the left do something fucking stupid, and then I'll swing back to the centre. But on all my Medicare for all, my unionising the workforce, my redistributing the wealth somehow of your country, of all Western countries, just making everything an equal playing field, bring back estate taxes, you know, just start making everything a bit more equal. Corporations start paying tax. Anyway, and by the way, corporations aren't people. So that was a terrible decision by the Supreme Court. They're not going to fall far from the tree, I hope. And if they became policemen, they would actually see a young boy who's under the influence of drugs. Hey, buddy, what's up? And the kid will be there. Oh, mum and dad and there's a fighting. Okay, well, tell me about it, mate. Do you think I ever heard that when I was a child? Because I got in a bit of trouble with the police when I was younger. Do you think I ever heard that? No, it was always trying to trick me into giving up people or playing these silly games. You know, like, I got an IQ of, I think it's about 155 or something like that. It's pretty high. I was always in the high science classes. Like, I look at calculus and it's just, God, that's not hard. Not quadratic equations. That's basic as fuck. But you know, black holes, the expansion of the universe, the even how just about all energy comes in packets called quantums. You know, a quanta of energy. Like, it's just amazing what we've learned. Like, E equals mc squared. Like, energy equals mass times the velocity of light squared. Imagine how fucking much energy is if you've got, like, you know, this much stuff and you can get every bit of energy out of that by this huge number that's the speed of light. It's like 300,000. That's how much energy is in everything. You could blow up half of Perth with this cigarette lighter. Anyway, I don't know really what I was talking about in this video. It's gone on for 21 minutes and 57 seconds. I don't know if I am going to send this one out because it was me totally rambling. But if I do, please be good to each other and cut yourself some slack. You might be a better person than you actually think.